Hello everybody, this is Mad Marshman and welcome to another episode of Kerbal's space program. And let's start a new world because we're in point 22 and we now have career mode. So, in-game name, Mad Marshman. We're going to do some science. So there's only one name we can have, and that's Mad Scientist, I think, don't you? Awesome. Get our Union Jack in. Right, in career mode you have to manage all aspects of your space program. Note, this mode is still under development. Start. Right, so let's see what we can do here. So here's all our buildings. Before we had the space plane hangar, astronaut complex, vehicle assembly bay, tracking station, launch pad, and here's the new one, the research and development complex. So if we click on this, we have this view. Start, the technology that we started out with. We have the old Command Pod Mark 1, an LVT-20 liquid fueled engine with no thrust vectoring, so we can't steer with that. We have solid fuel boosters, a small FLT-200 fuel tank, a modular girder segment, I've never used them before, a Cometron 16 antenna which we need to communicate, suitable for moderate range communications, long range backup communication, eavesdropping on secret government operations, and a Mark 16 parachute with no graphic, which seems strange, but then again we're still in alpha testing mode. So to get to basic rocketry, how hard can rocket science be anyway? Well, judging by this game, very hard. We need how many points? How many points? 4 points, I'm assuming. Available parts: FLT 400 fuel tank, FLT 100 fuel tank, the mystery goo containment unit. This unit was something one of our engineers came up with while dumpster diving, while researching alternative applications for existing technologies. It's a sealed container which appears to be filled with a strange looking substance. We couldn't reach in or break the canister open, but watching how the goo behaves when subjected to different situations could be very educational. Fair enough. And a stack decoupler. Now we have none of these things until we get 4 science. So how do we get 4 science? We don't need to zoom in on any of this because we don't have much to look at. Right, so from here I'm assuming we go to our vehicle assembly bay. Now I have watched some of other people's videos just out of interest, and we have learnt something. What crew have we got in here? Have we got crew? We have Jebediah Kerbin, not surprisingly. Awesome. Right, back to parts. So we should really call this Career Craft 1. And this is all it's going to be, because we can, as far as I believe, we can take... Did I hit the wrong button? We can take science from Kerbin. Right, load. Select the ship to load. That didn't happen. We hit the wrong button. We'll call this Career, spelled correctly, Craft 1. We'll hit save, and then we'll hit launch. Now, from what I understand, we can actually take samples from our planet, and there's different biomes on this planet. There's mountains and deserts and all sorts of things, oceans. So we can actually get Jebediah out, get him to let go, come over here a little bit, then we can get him to take a surface sample. And this is worth 9 science. So we'll keep this data. We can then get him to do an EVA report, 2.4 data. Review sample, what does that do? We have surface sample from Launchpad. Okay. We did an EVA report. Overwrite. No, cancel. Okay, we'll keep that. Now I don't actually know how many samples you can take from here. And there is a sprint key and I'm not sure which it is. Oh, it's shift. I just want to take a sample of something that's not the launch pad. Oh, that didn't work out very well. I hope we can get back up there. Let's see if we can take a sample of the grass. See if that's worth anything different to us. This might seem a bit cheaty, but this is science. Turn around so we can see you, Jebediah. Right. They do not want us to take another sample. So we clearly have all the samples we need from this. Right, go. Can we get back in our pod? I'm assuming we need to get back in the pod for when we retrieve it, because we didn't put a Comatron transmitting thingy bob on there. Dewberry what's it? Right. Get in there. Oops. F. Get in your ship. Right, recover vessel. Science summary from Careercraft 1. We got 30 data gathered with a data value of 0.3, so we got 9 science, and we got the EVA report 2.4 science. Science equals 11. Awesome. Right, so let's research basic rocketry. So we've searched basic rocketry. We have now owned these new parts, and we have 6 science left, so we can research general rocketry, which will give us a thrust vectoring engine. Nice. A Separon. I'd have used them once. They're supposed to blast parts away. Didn't really get on with it very well. Rockomax solid fuel booster. What is the Separon? A small canister filled with what appears to be solid rocket fuel, although not much of a step forward in terms of raw power. Kerbal scientists have slowly warmed to the Separon as its many uses, such as pushing things away. Yeah, but we need a coupler first. Aerodynamic parts. We have the nose cone, which apparently now does make a difference. The AVT1 winglet. And a radial decoupler. I like them. And then we have survivability. We have a LV909 liquid fuel engine. These are a low powered engine, but good in space, I find. Use less fuel, plenty powerful enough in space. Landing struts, they could come in very handy. And a radial mount parachute. Right, so what shall we go for? I think I want radial couplers. So we'll... Oh, these are not how much... These numbers here are not how much science you want. They're just 3 branched part 3, I'm assuming, because these require 18 science. Yeah, not enough science for this research node. Right, so we have 6 science and we need to go and earn some more. Right, VAB. So now we're going to stop being quite so cheaty and we're actually going to fly something. Now I believe that if you return your craft, you get more science than you do just from transmitting the data. So we're going to put a parachute on it so we can return it from wherever we're going. I've not even played in this mode before, so I'm really not sure of what we're doing. That's not a vectoring engine. We have no SAS or RCS. What do we have? We have a radial decoupler. We will need... Oh, we've got the goo containment system. I forgot about that. Right. So... well, we better stick an antenna on here. We better have at least one of them. And we're gonna want some propulsion. That goes without saying. Oh, I forgot. Have we got a radial decoupler yet? Structural. We have a stack decoupler. Goody, because we want to take that down separately. So I don't know how high we're going to get with this. Yeah, we have... do them girders allow you to attach anything? I've never used them before. See, we're learning together here. This is always fun. Right. Let's bang another one of those on. Is this going to get us into space? Let's have a look at these girders. Right, can we attach? Well, I'm sure we will be able to attach with them. But I was then thought of something and then my brain went away again. Oh yeah. Blah blah, brain, work, brain. Science, of course. Science. Let's put 2 of these on. Give me. Just to have symmetry. Let's put them either side here. You should be out of the way there, I'm assuming. Now let's get one of these girders. Why do they want to attach that way? Can we put them on this way? Shall we have 4? Let's have 4. Let's be greedy. So I'm assuming this is going to allow us to stick more power on. Right, it is. Never used them before. Always used a decoupler of some sort. Alright, let's get you on there. Game sounds are incredibly quiet, and you know why that is? Because I don't have my headphones plugged in. Ah, that's better. Don't know if you heard a horrible clunk there or not, but I didn't, so that's okay. Right, this looks a bit strange, but I think we've basically got all the science on board we can get. Goo containment, and an aerial. Parachute to get back. We have no aerodynamics. We got all that on board. No control. Solid fuel boosters. Do we care? Not really. Okay, so this is clearly Careercraft 2. We're going to save that and we're going to launch it. Right, let's zoom in. Let's observe the mystery goo. Goo doesn't seem to be doing much right now, but we got science of 3, so we'll have that. Crew report, is that worth anything? 1.5, we'll keep that. Do we get an EVA report? EVA report 5.6. Right, Jebediah, get back in, please. Well, I think that's enough of that. We do have SAS built into our module, so that's cool, so we'll switch that on. Let's throttle up. All our staging looks as it should be because there isn't much there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. And we're off. Oh, I've got no idea what this ship is capable of. I don't even know if we're going to get into space. Doesn't look very promising. We can't decouple what we have. We could go suborbital here. Who knows? I don't know if we're going to be able to achieve a full orbit. So let's tilt her over a little bit. Jebediah's looking suitably calm. He's been in enough of my rockets to know that this ain't going to be too bad. Right, where are we? Where are we in relation to anything? 33,000 meters. Right. We still have some fuel. There goes the fuel. Right, let's zoom in here. Let's transmit some data. Research and development, 5 data received, crew report, blah blah blah. Warning, not enough electric charge. What, already? Electric charge. I thought we'd have had enough electric through pushing ourselves that far. Oh, in that case we need to do more data on the fly. Stop transmitting. One of our pods, we didn't check the mystery goo. Any mystery goo in space? 7 mystery view in space. We'll keep that. We will do a crew report. 3.5. We'll keep that. We've got to keep everything because we can't transmit it. Right, let's do an EVA report before we plummet. 5.6. Hope that's not a repetition of the EVA report we already done. You need to get back in your ship. Please, young man. Thank you. Let's jettison that. And plummet back to Earth. So I will come back to you sometime in the near future. Just like NASA and the pros that we are, we're going to ditch in the ocean. And then we can go and retrieve Jebediah from up here, a recover vessel. And here is our lovely science report. We got a crew report from the upper atmosphere. Oh, we didn't even get suborbital. EVA from the upper atmosphere. Recovered a vessel that survived a flight. Crew report, EVA report. What about the goo? I thought we collected some goo. Oh, that was on the goo tanks, which we ditched, didn't we? So we should have transmitted that. We are learning. Do not attach the goo. Transmit the goo tank data before you ditch it in the sea. Right, let's start with a new ship, because no, we don't want to start with some new ship at all, do we? What, get out of here? We want to spend our points. We have 22 points. This is going to cost 15. Radial mount parachute. Landing struts. Well, we're not ready for a landing yet. Radial decouplers I think I need for the next stage. Will get us further. Yes, I think we're going to go for radial decouplers. I think with them we can possibly get where we've got to go. Alright, so what's this? Flight control. Winglets, advanced cockpit, unmanned probe, inline reaction wheels, and general construction. We have struts that will help with bigger ships, launch stability, bigger radial decouplers, and stack tricouplers. Goody goody. So I think we're going to come back to these. Anyway, let's go and build something we can get in orbit. So we're going to start with our trusty command module, and we definitely want a parachute. Science, we need to get our aerial on there in case we don't return for whatever reason. We want, what we want to do this time, we want a small fuel tank. No, not that small. This small, that small, and then a radial a stack decoupler. And then our science goo tank should, yes, they can stay on there, because we didn't bring any of that science back from the goo, and we didn't transmit it either. batteries will make life a lot easier for transmitting. Right, so there's our goo. Can we get more parachutes on? Because even though this is a career mode, we're still not limited by funds. We're only limited... No, it's not going to let us attach a parachute to a fuel tank. I did wonder. Because more than one parachute would aid us in our quest of getting all our bits home. Right, that ain't going to work. We need the side mounted parachutes. Anyway. So we're going to try and bring that much home this time, and that should bring all our science home. So we now have... We're still working off this fuel tank. Let's stage it up. Let's stage it up. Let's get a bit more technical. We need a stacked decoupler first. Then more fuel. This is not the right way to do it at all, but we haven't got asparagus staging or anything nice like that yet. So we'll have some radial decouplers now. And more propulsion. These tanks look so small. I'm so used to using bigger tanks. Let's have 4 of these. This is the best thing about this mode, though. It's now pushing me back to not having unlimited everything and having to think a little bit about what we're building. We don't have to think about which ones are those we're using because we only have the one sort. Right, is this going to get us in orbit? I have no idea. What if we chuck on some more of these? Can't put them on there, no. This is an interesting build, so I've never done it like this before. Why not? Why on earth not? Probably because we're going to try and lift too much weight with the initial ones. Oh, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother. We're going to try and get this. This will probably go into space as it is. Give it a little bit more fuel. Right. So this is Career Craft 3, I believe. We'll keep putting them on in case we need to reload them. So we'll save that and head over to the launch pad. Right, here we are at the launch pad. Let's observe the mystery goo. 3. It was worth more the first time, but we didn't transmit it back, unfortunately. We had done a crew report here. Look at the wind got hold of us. Let's put SAS on. Let's get throttled up and get out of here before we fly apart. Right, we're off. We're a bit wobbly. We're quite a lot wobbly, actually. Very little stability here. And we're rotating. This could be tricky. This could be very tricky indeed. I haven't even checked any of the staging. This thing does not want to fly. Right, I have such a small amount of control, like none really. Never mind. We're getting up there. To that I have no doubt. Just need to try and stop the roll. We got rid of a lot of the roll. Right, let's get rid of them. Oh. That all went a bit wonky. But we have got more control. That was a bit comical. We've probably now completely lost the chance of getting an orbit. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm going a bit steep. Let's throttle down a little so we've got some fuel left. Oh, cut the engines. Cut engines. Kill, kill. I have killed the engine, right. Whether we have enough fuel or not to get an orbit is another matter. Let's add a manoeuvre here. I don't know if we've got enough fuel for that. Periapsis 23. $43. What's going on? Why can I not? Let's flatten out. Right, M. Need to think about this. I need to do it quickly. Apoapsis, add maneuver. Right. $69. How much fuel is that going to take? 43-second burn. We haven't got that on us. This mission is turning out to be a disaster. Add maneuver. Why can we not get the periapsis high enough? Okay, let's just get in this view just for a change, because I don't think this is going to work. And let's throttle up. See what we can get. We may get suborbital. Is that it? Is all our fuel gone? All our fuel is spent. Right. Right, Jebediah. Can I have an EVA report, please? Well, that's worth 8. We'll keep that data. You can get back in. We'll observe the mystery goo. That's worth 10. We'll keep that. Can we transmit any of this back? Transmit data. Not enough charge again. Stop transmitting. Well, at least we're on suborbital, so we know we're coming home. So yet again, we'll come home from here. Let's get rid of that garbage. So I could have put another motor on here. Could have put another motor on. We'll get home, and then I'll come back to you with the science. We need science. Lots of lovely science. Yeah, we are falling gradually. Splash down again. Right. One of the goo tanks is separated. That's not good. But what we can do a crew report from the ocean. That's worth 2. Excuse me. Well, EVA Jebediah. We have an EVA report from the ocean. That's 5.6. That's a new one. We'll get him back in. So I think we should recover the vessel. Crew report from Kerbin's water, that gives us 2. EVA report while flying over Kerbin's water, 5.6. Recovery of a vessel after a suborbital flight, 8. So we still didn't get the goo because the goo tanks broke off. We're really not doing very well with the goo. Right, I think that's possibly enough science for one episode, so I hope you've enjoyed this new restricted mode. I'm having fun with it. We've got to work out how to get these bloody goo tanks home, or transmit the data with the goo information. I don't know, we need batteries, or I've got to work out. I think, you know, while the engine is powered, we're creating electricity, so maybe we have to get goo and then have a little burn. But thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.